Welcome to Just Vibey Vibes. Welcome to a movie review. Okay, so today I have 3 movies again for you, all YouTube movies. So yay, yeah. Don't say I don't do anything for you. Give you good movies to watch. Okay, the first movie we're going to talk about is Come on Next Door. It's about this man that somehow is a political figure, like a politician or like senator, somebody big, prominent, and so he has connections. What he has been doing, the movie is just like what he does. He's okay. In the movie, he's married to this younger lady, and they're still having an affair with someone. Anyway, the movie also talked about hepatitis B, which was actually very, very good. They talked about it and talked about how serious hepatitis B is, and so that people that have it, just the same as people that have HIV, they should try and maybe form community whereby they can either meet up with people that have it also, or maybe take their medication so that they are not able to give it to other people. You know what I mean? So the safety of sexual transmitted diseases. Because somehow people only think about HIV, but every other one, you can have HIV, and then I think there's this picture that's going right. If I find it, I'll put it there. You can have HIV, and then your children, there's a woman that had HIV, but her children and her husband don't have it because she takes her medication and her viral load is low. So you know, something like that, so she's not giving it to them. And the same thing with hepatitis B. I'm sure if you take your medication, I think they talked about that in the movie, then you cannot give it. But if it is like you can give it, then maybe just look for someone that has it too, so that way you guys know that you can protect the children. Definitely you can protect the children from having it, so that way you know that you can protect your children, and then both of you can live the healthiest lifestyle so that you can live long life. It's not a death sentence, but it's something that you need to look out for. So that's it. So I like the fact that they talked about that in the process of talking about this movie. But then the movie, things I do not like about the movie, to be honest, is there anything that I do not like about the movie? I really did like the movie. I like the way it was acted. But I do not understand how, like, the guy, because some part of the movie they were talking about the guy still talking to his, if you watch the movie you understand what I'm talking about him still having conversations with his psychiatrist or therapist or whatever he was, the person that he was having the conversation with that person. Remember him saying that the person wants to meet him and the girl, so the girl said she talked to that person too. So if the girl talked to that person and said that she didn't meet him up with him, and that one said his number is not going through, so who exactly was that one talking to? Who was he talking to? Or was it somehow that he was talking to a different person also? So that made no sense. On that part, they kind of had an error. It would have either been like he has had no contact, so he's not speaking to nobody, or it would have been like, because the way they made it seem, it was that this person cannot go to, if I set 2 people up, someone cannot come to me and say, oh, this person stood me up, and then that person come to me and say, oh, our relationship is going well. You're gonna be like, but she said you stood her up. Are you sure the same person? Like, no, man. They're like, what? So that would have happened earlier on. So that part, I just felt like they dropped the ball on that. But apart from that, I like the way the movie went, but somehow I feel like it should have ended a long time ago, not after he has lost so many wives and doing the same thing that he's doing, and then these women are either in jail, taking their own life and all that. No, someone should have killed him a long time ago. So that's what I thought in the movie. But apart from that, the movie went the way it should go. I liked it. Okay, so then we'll talk about the next movie. Let me see the next movie on my... Okay, I have Celebrity Wife, so maybe I'll talk about that before the next one, because I have 3. So Celebrity Wife was also a good movie. It just talked about, not like celebrity per se, but all the social media influence. I know people that just, maybe they've never been celebrities, and all of a sudden they just kind of have all this followers. Even people that are actually celebrity, just shows the fake life, how people rent cars to show off that it is theirs. How people, their whole life is all about social media, like, oh, let me take pictures so that people can see, oh, let me pose like this, let me pose on this car, oh, you know what I mean? So how they kind of start living a fake life whereby they are not focusing on themselves. Some people are influencers and they are not living a fake life, but then there are some people that are influencers that don't know how to handle it. They're not even using their social media actually to be influencer, because this one was not even influencing nothing. All she wanted to do was, people are liking her pictures, people like her, people want to be her, so she wanted to show them more things that are fake, things that were not happening. And then it showed how that affected her life, because people were expecting more from her. They thought, okay, they had more money, so the car got robbed, everything, things like that. So it was really, really a good movie in that sense, whereby it showed how social media how people behave. So, but it's something that you need to watch to really, really see how this woman could have actually, like, like how, how bad this could really, really go. All them social media things and faking your life. Like, don't fake it. Like, I'm not saying like you should, like, let's say there's this thing called fake it till you make it. You still fake it till you make it, or fake it till you make it. But I would still say that don't fake it to an extent whereby you're giving people like if you need to give people a false impression for some reason, then you can't give them a false, like you don't want people to feel like you're suffering. Even if you don't have food to eat, you don't want to show them that you don't have food to eat, but don't show them like you are. Like, let people not know whether you're eating or not. Don't let it show on your body. Don't let, you know what I mean? But then don't go now and be going to restaurants, like, you know what I mean, go to a hotel by 5 a.m. and just go drink breakfast and just go and sit down there and just take picture of the buffet, this thing, and like, you know, and say, enjoying in so place, and people think you're living the best life, but you did not eat that food because, or maybe you were able to eat because they did not come to you because they don't want to ask you what room number, so you're able to eat, but you don't know that, you know, something like that. They'll just be faking it. So don't do it to that extent where people are thinking that, you know, like, no, but just keep your life. That don't, if things are not going well for you, don't show people that things are not going well for you. What's the reason for that? Now that one you should keep to yourself. And if things are going well for you, you can show people that things are going well for you, but don't fake it that things are going so well when they are not, you know. Then you might end up losing opportunities that are there for you. And then the beginning of After, that was kind of like a scary movie. Like, from the beginning of the movie, this is another movie I was saying, you know, people say that Nigerian movie, you can tell the end of what the movie is going to be like. You can't tell what this movie is going to be like. From the beginning, it was just weird. Like, at first, it felt like it was love attraction. And then this also shows, the first time I would say this, the movie, the beginning shows communication and trusting your partner. Like, it's not everything that happens that you just, sometimes, even if someone does not know what to say at the moment, give them a rest, give them some minute, let them talk about it, and see if it actually does make sense. You know, see if it does make sense. Because this guy was like, wanted the girl, and then he was able to chase her boyfriend because he did something that was this, and the boyfriend actually believed. So that is something whereby you need to have proper communication in relationships. You need to have to understand your partner very well. And also, if you're in a relationship, you need to be open. That's another thing. You need to tell the person things. So if you go on the road and then that thing happened, that day, you need to come to your partner and be like, you cannot even believe what happened to me yesterday. So what happened? This happened, or that happened. If you have told them, they're like, oh, this is what I was talking. Remember that day that I told you that something, then it would just make sense. You not be all flabbergasted, because at the end of the day, you never said anything. So the person like, okay, is this not yours? Because you didn't put them in the process. So you always have to be like, if you value your relationship and you want your relationship to last, then you have to make your partner, like, your partner needs to be your best friend. You need to tell them things. Like, everything, like things that you think are not going to be important. Like, it should be your best friend, but you want to gist everything, you know, things just flow. It should not be forced, but things should just flow. So then that way, you know, you can just, so that all these things, you build trust, like you talk about everything, so that someone cannot now come and plant lies in your relationship that you think that someone is unfaithful when they're not, because someone wants to break you up, maybe that person even wants that person, you know, something like that. So anyway, when she later now married the guy that wanted her, which was okay, it looked like it was okay, it was like the best thing that's ever happened to her. It looked like, okay, that guy was not, he wanted what he wanted, he was going to chase her boyfriend, whatever way, and that boyfriend was not, like, if he really wanted her, he could have maybe had the conversation with her and really hear her side of the story. But because, to be honest, I don't know if she was to be able to tell the story in a way, but he might believe her, because it seems like he didn't even trust her. But so their relationship does not seem that strong enough even to start with. Okay, then now she married the guy, and then his brother is weird. So in the whole movie, you're like, how is this thing going? But damn, the way that movie ended, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Even though the way as the movie was going, and then he was going, and I'm like, what is gonna happen here? You know, things were happening, but you never expect it to go the way it went, like the way things are, like the way, like, even everything. And another one I have to pick is this, or what I want to say is this: if you feel unsafe in a place, leave. I don't care if it's your husband's house. If you feel unsafe somewhere and you tell your husband, I feel unsafe, and then your husband is saying that it is safe, what do you mean it is safe? I am telling you, I feel this is one thing whereby you need to make sure people's feelings are valid, even if you don't think it is valid. Another thing in a relationship too, if someone tells you, I feel this way, listen to them. because they feel that way. It doesn't mean that it is reality, but that's how they feel. So we need to go to the bottom of that feeling so that way they don't feel that way. It's very important to value someone's feelings. So he just, brushed it out. So that was also like, huh? And that movie was just, you need to watch it. So all 3 movies, the link will be in the description as usual. So go enjoy, and I'll see you some other time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.